Hey, woo.
Woohoo!
Hello, 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 my
Hello, hello.
glamorous girls.
Woohoo!
Hey, hey, hey,
Good
Hey,
morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
hey.
Good
wherever
morning.
you
Good
are,
morning, good afternoon. How y'all ladies doing?
doing wonderful.
Oh, yes,
Wonderful.
And
awesome.
that
Amazing.
plane.
Huh?
God is good.
Look,
Oh,
always
look,
amazing.
Sunshine, blue skies.
it's a
Okay.
wonderful day outside. It's a great
Beautiful.
day always. I'm Wyoming,
I'm Peg.
I'm Linda.
And I'm Charlene.
and we are
Four
four.
Four sisters
sisters
live.
live.
Whew, speaking of live, honey, I am on Skates Live.
I see you are.
Listen,
Everybody's
we
in a
think you
different
are. I'm
location
like, what
today.
is Speedy Gonzalez doing here? Like, what's going on?
Girl, about 2 seconds, I had a rag on my head.
You sure did. Had your do-rag on. I saw.
I
It only takes a minute.
Huh?
It only takes a minute.
Don't take a minute. And what it was 60 seconds in it.
This is
Uh-huh.
You got
Okay.
it.
We got it.
We got a
You got it.
lifetime though. We got to make it happen because I'm telling you, time is moving. A lot going
Woo!
on, ladies. You already know what mode I'm in. Production mode. I didn't come from one location to here, so it's all
Hey,
good.
these,
Yeah.
you know, these stars that we have in Sister for Sister Network. Hey, y'all better jump on board because we got all kinds of producers and actors and oh my goodness, man!
Oh, my
It's so much
sisters are not
fun to
playing.
support.
It's good though. It's a good
It's
thing.
so good.
Yeah, it's good. I think this is what keeps us moving, keeps us young.
Yeah.
Yes,
It does.
we get time to
stay
get old.
active.
It's time to get old.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right?
It's time to get old.
You obviously don't have time to get old if you're getting older. So, yeah.
Ain't got time.
Yeah, take your time, honey, because I'm telling you, time is moving so fast. But yeah, it's a lot, but it's a beautiful, beautiful day, ladies. If you haven't gone outside yet, it is really, really a nice October day. And just get out and enjoy it. But yeah, this is Charlene's day, girl. This is your education and mentoring segment. And I know you got a lot to share, a lot of good people coming on today. But I know we got some things to talk about. So let's get right in. Let's jump right in. Everybody come on in, join us, like, share, tell everybody, Mom, Lottie Dottie, everybody.
Everybody.
Jump on today.
Everybody.
Everybody. Good day. Good day. Hello, Angela James. Hey, because we're talking about education and mentoring, so we got to know what Charlene has in store for us today and everything else. But in the meantime, what's going on in your world, girls?
Woo!
We say at the same time.
Everybody say, woo!
What is it going on in the world, right?
Well, let me start. Let me share that on Wednesday we did our first, well, I'm not saying first, it's our third annual Scholarship Expo here in Prince George's County. And I tell you, it was amazing. We were at Suitland High School, and we just target that population there. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there were 359 students who showed up.
Oh, wow.
And it might be more, but I know when I left and I was informed that they gave out $15 million in scholarships.
Woo!
Where is the hand claps on that?
Woohoo!
Oh my God.
So
So that was Wednesday. So then Thursday we go to Baltimore. Oh, they set the bar. You hear what I said?
I'm setting the bar for real.
Well, they have more schools too. So
let me tell you. I mean, let's set the bar, but let me tell you, I can't even tell you how much they gave out. That's how big it was.
Oh, they gave out a lot.
Baltimore showed up.
These are the kind of things that need to make news.
Yeah.
It's newsworthy.
And they're still not making the news. That's
call
what
the Afro. Call what? Call C-SPAN. Call
CNN.
Okay.
Because
let them know.
Yeah, this is media worthy, Peggy, because this doesn't get exposed and it doesn't get told in terms of what is going on in the community.
Yes.
I tell you one thing, when we walked out there, out of that room, it made you proud.
I'm sure.
And to have to go home to Baltimore and see my people show up and take this serious, that was some real money that was given out. So by next week, by the time we come on the show, I'll tell you what those numbers look like.
Well, shout out to you all, because that is major. Yes. Our kids are still going to get some education. And this is what it's about today, education and everything. And Charlene, I think this is fabulous. That really is.
No, it's super fabulous, because my son got to participate in it, and they're still calling him. So I'm like, oh my God. And I'm so proud that he went. University of Maryland don't give it out on the spot, but if they accept you, they offer little things for you. And that's one of the schools that we were looking at. And I'm excited just to be connected, even though we have family members that can get us in. We still need the money, right? Like money is where it's at. So me as a parent of a senior, I walked away like, I'm going to get me some more money. Okay. Like he's going to get some more money somewhere else. Like it motivated me. So I try to pull myself away from the network and, with Dr. Lori and them, and say, okay, I'm going to just be the parent and be the one that's looking from the inside out, right? Like I'm walking into the strange land. And what I experienced, I was like, oh my God, like I wasn't even thinking about scholarship. I was just thinking about, our merits and things that we were going to get money for anyway. But this was bigger than just the money that I was going to get. And that is what I walked away. I'm like, wow, this is encouraging.
But then again, you don't know what parents you are helping to aid their child or their student to get to college, to move from one level to the next. It makes parents so relieved, because a lot of them can't afford it. They want their child to go.
No, they can't afford. Even if they get the scholarship, some of them still can't afford it. And then what makes me want to jump back in and have those conversations with those young people, because a lot of them had 2.0s, and a lot of people say, well, they just got 2.0s because they were just lazy. That's not true. They just don't have the same resources. My son would have been at a 2.0 as well if I wasn't an educated parent who had the resources and the money to get him extra tutor and get him the testing that he needed so that others can advocate for him. But I saw some brilliant kids that were there. And I did go up to a couple of, college representatives, like, I know that person has a 2.0, but is there anything you can give them? Like, I know, like I was her. I didn't have parents that could advocate for them. So I said, I have to do the same thing for them, because I was in their shoes. I'm like, what, 3.0? What's that? No, I didn't even like high school. I didn't start making all this dean list stuff until I got into college, because I didn't have the support I needed. And I believe that's what I walked away again saying, Dr. Lori and Sister Sisters Network are killing this game. And we are stepping up, and we're doing things that the news need to hear about and the community need to be proud of.
And let me do this. Let me shout out to Dr. Lloyd Dorsey,
to Sheik Hawkins,
to Marianne Thomas, to Angela James, to Dr. Pamela Ellis, to Joyce Narrow, Donetta Morning. These sisters, and not including a brother, Sam Williams.
Sam Williams is in the house.
Support to make sure that we, as Sisters for Sisters Network, was in place.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
That deserves congratulations. And you know what? This can be done not only in this area but abroad.
Yes.
Take this to other, states, cities.
Yes,
that need
they
help.
travel. They
travel this. Yes,
it's in all different states, and I think we should also, kind of give them a heads up if we can. Where they're located, where they're going next, so that we can tell all your young high school seniors that get prepared for them to come to your town so that you can get a scholarship. And we're talking about thousands of dollars.
It is no joke. I wish that we had millions of dollars out there. Yeah. And finally, I'm gonna keep it short, but it's made me so proud to see the parents show up.
They gotta be
walking in the door of these young people.
Support them, yes.
And that's what we need. I can spend a whole show just talking about education and mentoring with Charlene. It was just simply amazing. You have to see, and we took plenty of pictures, so trust me, we documented this. All right. And we'll come back next week with some pictures to share.
Oh, great. That's
Absolutely.
great. What's going on in your world, girl, Linda?
Oh, child, please. Just enjoying life, retirement. Hanging out with my sisters, 4SistersLIVE, and everything is going on. I'm just, and just enjoying this beautiful weather. And I got folks here, if they happen to be looking, folks here from California, and enjoying their company, and and visiting our sisters. We went this week to visit our sister Julie, and to encourage her and to help her out wherever we can. Bought us some food, and we fellowshiped. We had a wonderful time with her and her husband. So
that's awesome.
That was a highlight of the week, was to visit Julie. And because she's my makeup girl, man, we got to take care of her.
Absolutely.
Yes. So we went on up the road a piece and just had a wonderful time.
Well, our prayers are definitely going out to our sister Julie, because she's just wonderful. She's a wonderful person.
Yes, she is.
Praying for her wholeness. That is what we're praying for.
Yes.
Her healing and wholeness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say, Peggy, we can't hear you, babe.
I was saying they're trying to steal her smile and her energy, and we're not going to let that happen.
Not going to let it happen.
Man, I tell you, this is a lot. That's all I can say. It's just a lot happening, and I'm telling you, we got to stay prayed up.
Love your sisters. Love your brothers.
Love your people.
Love your people.
Yes.
Love them.
Love them, and not only that, love your organizations. You think your networks don't mean anything to you? You're part of the wrong network. I know here's right. Sisters Network, and we find out one of our sisters are, in the hospital feeling bad, at home feeling bad. We're going to stand up for them. We're going to be there for them. They could be going through a minor crisis, just. Because they can't stand their job or the boss or something that we're still going to be there. But right now is the time that we are definitely, circling our love around Julie, because she has been a significant partner with Sisters Network and many of us. So definitely she is healed, and we're so excited about her healing and journey.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Sending some love.
Yeah.
So well said. Well,
what's going on in your world, Wyoming?
Well, you all saw my world about 15 minutes or so ago. Got up this morning running in because the production is in full swing, and Anacostia that will be held, and I think we have a flyer on it for later to show at the Lincoln Theater coming in December. So right now,
look, emphasis on Annie Costia.
My favorite show.
Anacostia is the name of the production, and being one of the producers, I'm just there to just make sure things just get off on the hedge of what needs to be done in a nice and a productive and positive and professional way.
Yeah.
So we can bring something tangible to our people to show and have fun. And this is for the family. So we're having a good time doing it, Yeah. And that's where I am, and I'm gonna, leave it there. We'll be talking more about it as the days come. But yeah, and then other than that, just I'm making some other moves happen, you all, and y'all know, it's when you are doing things that you love, you got to do what you love.
Yeah, that's so true.
At this juncture in our lives, we need to be doing what we love to do. And make it happen and enjoy it and bring people along. You just said something very important, Charlene. Your network is what makes it important to you.
Yeah.
If you don't have people in your circle, your network, then you don't need it. You don't need them.
That's your net worth, as we say.
It is your net worth. That part.
Your net worth is your net worth.
Absolutely. Yes. So that's where I am, and I'm, dealing with this political situation, man. We got to have a conversation, sisters, because if we don't put ourselves, this is why we need to do what we love doing, because they're trying to take all these things away, our education away. They're trying to take our health.
I know why I love that.
I love it because it's true. We have to make sure we're not going back. This is real.
It's real.
And it's very, it's heavy on a lot of people in what's happening right now. A lot of people going through. And it can affect you all kinds of ways, mentally, healthy, emotional, physically, it's just affecting. So we just got to stay close and stay connected, stay focused, and be positive and let's just keep it moving because they are really trying to take away everything from us.
If they
everything, education, our health, the finances. They're trying to take all of that away from us.
Okay, and you know what else they're trying to take away from us is they're trying to take away our good federal jobs. They clown the DMV on our Fed jobs.
What?
The Plan 2025 has a I don't know what this vendetta is about, but they are going to take away and fire those that are in government right now. So
they're trying to close down certain government agencies that really help us.
Yeah. They already started firing people. If you don't know, you're already being fired if you're working in certain departments, because some of the people that are chiefs of staffs or run those departments are undercoverly firing you, finding ways to fire you, even if Kamala is not in office. So it is being activated right now. 2025, Project 2025 is being activated. So you need to watch out, protect yourself. But anyway, in my neck of the woods, that's happening. And then we'll go on to shout out these birthdays. What's else going on? Of course, I have someone coming on the show today, guys, and it's 3 of them, guys. We're going to talk about just that, our health, our wealth, but most importantly, voting. Because, honey, if you don't vote for the right person, you're going to be sick and poor. Okay. All right. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to be tired of you saying it.
And
I want you. All right. So I just want you to tune in and go on and share, like this post, and let people know that we're here to have that conversation. Right. We do have Delegate Jamila Woods. We have others that represent the state of Maryland, like Priscilla Crawford, also known as Priscilla Monroe, but she got married. Okay. And then Dr. James is going to talk to us about pulling it all together, the Health and Wealth Expo that's coming to this town at the DMV Gaylord on May. Listen, I want to say May. I want to put us in the spring already. Oh my God, October the 26th on a Thursday. I'm like, oh my God, can we get there already?
It's like next week.
That is next week.
Next week.
And not only that, guys, so many things is going on. We got Dr. Cheryl Woods is going on. I'll be at that event on the following week, and then I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia for a day. I don't know what's going on, but that's what's happening in with Master P and the rest of the crew. So my neck of the woods is like, it's a lot going on. And yes, I'll be talking about mental health in Georgia, but at the expo, I'm going to also be talking about bringing these things back to the family table so we can have these conversations and be comfortable doing so. But that's it. Peggy, back to you, because I want to know whose birthday is, because you had like 1,000 people. I got that October.
I love it.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
I hope and pray that they celebrate every day in October. Nevertheless, every day. Celebrate, okay? Every day. Okay. But let me start off shouting out Dr. Madeline Lewis, Dr. Hattie Washington, Deborah Williams, Larice Street, Dr. Joan Henry Fields, Dr. Jackie Mims, Angela Bell, Dr. Pamela Ellis, Dr. Tashika Green, Elder Jean Barnes, Dr. Renee Allen, and Dr. Stephanie Poplar. All of these sisters, it was a lot of stuff going on at the beginning of the year, of what year they were born.
Okay.
It was a whole lot going on.
February was a busy month.
What in the world?
Love month.
Yes,
they start having babies. Like, when did sperm meet egg or whatever? Like,
it was in February, I think.
February, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day was busy.
Yes, indeed.
Ooh, they are Valentine babies, huh?
They are all February Valentine babies. That's what they are.
Okay. I understand. Okay, well then, we'll move on.
And I want to say, and my mama.
Your mama.
October 6th. Happy heavenly birthday to my mom.
And I want to have a shout out to my niece, Tippy's daughter, Bernicia.
Yes.
Birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bernicia.
And I forgot, my sister Rhonda celebrating her birthday on the 27th of October. I forgot about that.
And
happy birthday,
Rhonda from LA. My Cheryl, my girl, October 8th, she's here celebrating. We're going to celebrate today, y'all.
Go on and celebrate.
Well,
beautiful.
good. And everyone who's celebrating a birthday, please put it in our chat. Shout out happy birthday. If we didn't mention your name or forgot to charge it to our heads, not our hearts, but we really love celebrating people.
Did we forget one important birthday? The
president. Yes, don't forget.
The vice president.
Who?
Oh, Vice President Kamala Harris's birthday is tomorrow.
Yes.
So this is Howard Homecoming. So you know what's going to happen, y'all.
Oh, you know that.
And you know what's going on now. So you know the birthday party is on tonight. Okay.
Ain't no party like a HBCU party.
That's on up, y'all.
Yeah.
This is the greatest homecoming in the entire world.
This is going to be the greatest. It's a really big show.
No, wait a minute. Let me finish this. Aggie Pride, okay? North Carolina A&T is the greatest homecoming in the world. So shout out to you guys. Aggie Pride.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. So what are those hot picks we have, guys? We got some hot picks. We got a lot of stuff going on in October. So
bring it on. It was just so many. It was unfair to do one. So we're going to pass and be ready next month.
Well, we do want to recognize, of course, there's a lot going on, and we're going to put it all together next week for our hot picks because there's some things we do need to share. However, this is October, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yeah,
we're going to be talking about that all this month on this show to acknowledge that it's just doesn't happen on the first Saturday when we talk about it on October, but it happens every day. But this happened to be the month that is being recognized. So we are going to say that we are here on this show to support that. Even in our committee on Sister for Sisters Network, we do acknowledge in our committees about domestic violence. Everything we talk about on this show is relevant to the community at large and what's going on. And also, we definitely have to acknowledge that it's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, and other things that are happening this month, but specifically these two are major ones that we want to shout out and say that anyone is dealing with anything that's dealing in this area. I'm telling it links up. I'm going to say this quickly. Domestic violence to me connects with your health.
Yeah.
And it's very important to women walking around with cancer.
Mental and physical.
And things of their health. Because of everything connected in your body, within your spirit, within your emotions, within your being, affects your health. So we gotta be able to know how to handle these things. We're not just here talking, but we gotta also, do what we need to do because we walk the talk, but we gotta also make it happen. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. So powerful. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I forgot about all those great things that's happening in the month of October, but I'm fighting for a national holiday. And it's called organization. And I'm going to make it declared as a national holiday and also a national month so that everybody can get organized so you can know where your stuff is, okay? Because a cluttered mind clutters your wealth, clutters your health, all of that. And I think we all can agree to that, right?
Probably a national unclutter day.
Yeah, I'm serious.
National Reorganization Day. I mean, it has to be National Get That Stuff Out the House Day.
Heck yeah. And that's a serious note because it affects your health. Studies have shown the impact that clutter and being unorganized has on your health and your mental state. So anyway, guys, I wanted to share all that because today we are talking about education. You should be wanting to get educated on, what is causing your health problems, but most importantly, what is going to cause your health problems if you don't vote.
Yeah.
And I keep saying that because it's so serious. It's so funny when I think about it, but I want to bring a true live perspective on why you should vote locally and why that's so important. All right. So I want to bring up one of our guests. I believe we're going to do Priscilla first. We're going to wait for Dr. Jamila, but I want to introduce you guys to.
She's here.
Is she? Yeah.
She's ready.
You want to give us a minute? You ready? Okay, cool. Well, we're going to bring up none other than our delegate, Jamila Woods is in the house. Come on, somebody. Let's do a proper introduction to our sister, Jamila Woods.
Oh, okay. Well, let's keep it moving.
Okay, so then we're going to go over to Priscilla Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
If you'll bring her in the house, because Priscilla is a dear friend of mine. She's worked in the house. Yeah, hey there, right there in Annapolis, guys, fighting for issues in the Anne Arundel County. So we are so appreciative of her and what she has done for the community. So I want to welcome her so we can have this conversation about why it's so important to vote locally. And I want to use these 3 words that has stuck with me from the time I took on definitely some serious roles. And that is being intentional, due diligence, right? I'll say 2 words, intentional and due diligence. Intentional and due diligence. And what that means in the legal term, right, is that you research every ounce of that person, every inch of that person or that thing, so that you will have credible information concerning that person or that thing, right? And so when we do that to our local officials, when we go to the polls and we see that there is things that we have to vote on, we're very clear about who they are and what it is that you're voting or saying yes or no to. So Priscilla Crawford, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing amazing. If I said anything less than that, I would not be doing due diligence to my lawyer. So that's just it.
Right. Welcome.
Well, we're excited that you are here, and I know that you she recently is married, so that's why we call. You may know her out there in the TV world. That's right, as Priscilla Monroe. But I want to just briefly give her introduction of her. She's been given an award of an outstanding woman in the Anne Arundel County, who has made significant contributions through her commitment in improving the lives of others. She has exceptional qualities as in leadership skills, and so she is getting this award called the Unsung Hero. We're so proud of her. She's also a member of the NAACP, which we know as the National Association of Advancement of Colored People in Arundel County branch. She's also serves as the chair of the health committee and keeps the organization abreast about any health issues that we need to be aware of. And of course, she was particularly instrumental in that during COVID-19. Also, she was up under the leadership of Bishop Antonio Palmer and Dr. Barbara Palmer. Yay, okay, yes. All right, so I just want to give you just some brief information about her because this is the lady of the hour that we want to talk to you about. Hello. Now, we're going to ask you, please help our audience understand why it's so important for them to actually do their due diligence, study their candidate, and understand what they're voting for and who they're voting for.
Well, thank you all, ladies, for having me. I love the energy. You look beautiful. And I cannot bypass the effort that you all are doing regarding scholarships, as my firstborn is now in Towson and my baby girl is a junior in high school. So thank you so much. We know that is not an easy work to be done, but y'all make it easy. And I've known y'all been around for a while, and Charlene and I think our relationship go back maybe 5 years. I can't remember, but I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. To answer your question, if you don't mind, and give me a cue when I need to stop, but I want to give you a little bit of history on just the background I come from and why this may be important and even should be even more important in 2024. So when I was a little girl and was watching TV, probably 8, 9, maybe even younger, my mother had on the news and it was showing the White House. And there was something going on in the White House at that time. Remember, I'm 8 or 9, so I didn't have the understanding of everything that was going on. But what I didn't see was representation from us. I didn't see they that look like us. So I asked my mother that question, and she gave me the best answer she could give me at the time. So I, from a child, always wanted to know why the balance wasn't represented from, number one, gender, and number two, us Black women. So I've always had that little curiosity. How does the systems work? why are they there and we're not there? You know, why are they on TV and we aren't on TV?
Right.
So as a curious young lady, that sparked my interest in politics from that age until now. But to answer your direct question, Charlene, the importance of voting locally, I cannot say this enough, is number one, because you deserve to know what's going on in your area. And I say area, where you live. You deserve to know who represents you and why they represent you on a local government. Let me give you examples of local government. It can be as minute as, and I'm not minimizing it, minute as why this street on this particular road has no stoplight or no stop sign, and there are no speeding laws that are enforced there. Local government sets the tone for that. How would I get involved? And I'm speaking from a constituent. How would I get involved from a constituent to know what my local government supports and don't support? Number one, you can go to maryland.gov. You go to maryland.gov, and there it will put you in a hub, which will give you resources regarding elections, voting, where to vote, where to register to vote. So you want to get those things done. But the reason why you're voting locally, because where you live, if you're in Anne Arundel County, Howard County, you have a local state representative that represents that particular area by your zip code. Everything is mandated by a zip code. With those zip codes, you have a delegate, if you're in the county, that will represent you. I'm not going to go on to that because we have an honorable delegate that's coming behind me. But as a constituent, the local laws, which you pay taxes to have resources such as a stop sign, such as the little speed bumps in the road, why schools have different resources, why this school will have this particular resource and that school will not have that particular resources. Those things are your local laws and local jurisdiction. And every constituent has the right to know and be involved. How can I find out why this is this way and this isn't that way? The best way to find out, go to maryland.gov. The other way to find out, be a super voter. What is a super voter? Someone that votes. Your public records are known when you vote. It is not a hidden secret. Super voters are voters that vote consistently. They have a consistent record for being involved politically and casting their ballot. Super voters also get more resources in their area because it allows for your local government or your local representatives to actually fight a little harder for you, because they're saying, oh, these particular population of people are involved. Am I saying it's fair that way? Please, no, it's not. That's why it takes community activists, community leaders, your pastors, your teachers, all of us to get involved when there's a lack of resources in a particular area. I'm going to pause right there, Charlene, in case there's another question, and I hope I answered that question from a
Well, that's why it's important.
Understand?
Yeah, that's why they say your voice is your vote. Because you know how many people, Pastor Priscilla, don't know their rights?
Mm-hmm.
A lot
of people. And they live in a community and don't even know who their ANC may be or who their representative is. And I think it behooves the representative to get out in the community more.
Right.
Those are on my notes, but I said y'all have a representative company. I'm real careful about tiptoeing on people. When they have
and that's to be said by our delegate who will be coming on, and all of those that we know within our own circle. In the Maryland area. I'm in District of Columbia and Linda as well. So that goes for everyone across the board, because that means that we can get more for our families, our children, our schools, our hospitals, our community recreation centers, and all these things are so important. And if people don't know, do you know that people don't even know, because it's our tax dollars that you just mentioned that pays them to do their job.
Right.
Exactly. It pays them to do their job, but I'm going to pause right there. What if you have that grandmother that doesn't even know that there are resources for her that could possibly help her fix her roof?
Yes.
But she doesn't know that she could call her state delegate representative, which I was the director of the community liaison, director of community services. She doesn't know that she could call her state representative, and they'll connect her to the Department of Aging to potentially get resources for her.
Absolutely.
And as you just said, yes, our delegates are going to do a better job in making sure that they get out in the community when it's non-voting season, so they can have a resource day.
Yeah.
Delegate that I worked for, I had the opportunity to put together what's called District Day. District Day is a day of appreciation for all the constituents under her particular district. We had a beautiful dinner. We bring out the bells and whistles, but it's also that time where every person can ask that one-on-one hard questions. And when you get in the room, just like us women, we start a conversation. We know we're going to get more out of that particular subject matter just by all of us being in the room.
Yes.
You're going to ask a question. She's going to ask a question.
Yes.
Definitely. And keep also in mind that these persons that we vote on, they also are going to the next level, and they know the next level people already. So that's another reason why you really need to know who you're voting for. And, I'm sure you can let us know. It's a tier of going all the way up to the presidency. They get there, and some of them have those aspirations. So if they have that aspiration, then you have to know that, and you have to feed their minds with what you want and what you want in your community.
So what I tell people when they, let's just say someone is looking at a ballot, I always say, go bottom up.
Okay.
Get your resources. Go bottom up, individual. And we're not even talking about splitting the party. We're just talking about common resources. Because you can't make a person be a representative for Republican or a Democratic. But what we can do is encourage them to know the resources on both parties and from both parties. So you just Google that particular, you don't even have to Google it. You go to maryland.gov. I sent Charlene 2 websites. One is maryland.gov. And then the other one is maryland.vote. So let's talk about maryland.gov. Maryland.gov is the resource that any constituent would go to find out about your local legislation. It's a hub. It's there for us. And in that particular hub, you can Google, I'm going to just say Delegate Sandy Bartlett because I just worked for her. Google her name. It will give you her district. It will give you what committee she's on. It will give you what laws and bills that was just passed under her name, and will give you the information on the bills that she supported. Same as Delegate Shanika Henson. This is public information, so I'm not saying I'm not being biased one or the other. Even if you want to Google information on Donald Trump, you should, because you need to know. So do your research by going to that particular entity. This is local, Maryland.gov, that's local. So if you're in another state, you can Google the same thing. So all of the information is right there. And that keeps your mind clear of all the political antics that happen when it's campaign season, because they're not all truth. Some are, some aren't. But at least you do your homework and you will know it's all public information.
Okay, I want to say one thing for those of you that are still asking about your family members who can vote and being a member of ACLU. We put out this thing called Yes, You Can Vote. If you're unhoused, if you're in jail or prison, pretrial or serving or a misdemeanor sentence, parole, a returning citizen. In college, you can vote at your permanent address where you live while attending college, and in confined housing such as juvenile detention facility, mental health facility, or nursing home. And I wanted to share that because there's a lot of voter fraud that's happening now, or there's also voter discrimination that many don't talk about. But I wanted to share that information just in case your loved one is dealing with any of the listed things I'm talking about. And so it's important to me because I go for the underdog, and I want you to know that your loved one can vote no matter what they've gone through or are going through. There are some rules, but for the most part, just listen at the list that I just called out. So anyway, so yes, Priscilla, this has been very helpful. I saw that Deborah Cox was in the house, and she said this is so important because most of the time, you know, we do think only presidential. So we go straight for, I'm going to vote for, you know, Kamala, or I'm going to vote for Trump, and then you're out, right? But you forget that there's so many other people that you have to vote for. You got to vote for the senator. Now we got two people running for the Senate of Maryland. And then we got, you know, we got these local people for school board. A lot of things are happening. And if you do not vote for them, if you don't make a decision right now, you say, I'm just not going to vote for any of them. You already made a decision because you do want a certain, you know, representation in your local county, because your schools are going to be defunded if you don't get a certain person to vote, right? Like, that's just little information. But anyway.
Well, I want to also put in there quickly, go to iwillvote.com, check on the listing to see and put your information in to see if you are definitely registered to vote.
Oh, yes.
Do not assume that they have you listed, because I'm going to tell you, for me, I went on to definitely check to see where I am. I was wondering why I didn't get my registration voter card. Because you could do by mail as well. I used to get it all the time. I went on for myself and realized I did not have my address updated.
Oh my God, that's so good, guys. We have the Reverend
things like
Jamila
that is very important to know. And do
So
early
one
voting.
of the things I want to say something because Jamila Woods needs to come on, and she has another event where other representatives. So we want to bring her in right now, if you do not mind. Jamila Woods.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Jamila Woods is a member of the House of Delegates since you know, January 11th to 2023. And of course, she is representing your district of District 26 if you live in the Prince George's County area. So we're so happy to have her. She is passing bills with only being in that office for a short period of time. Heavy health bills. I think she passed, what, 4, 5? Oh my God, I couldn't even stop counting because I was there that day.
She's been passing those bills.
That's my sister. That's my sister. Jeez, you know, we were super excited. Such a young delegate, but she's happening. So is can we bring her up right now?
Production manager said he doesn't know what's going on. She had dropped out again. Maybe something happened.
Maybe something wrong with her thing. Okay, well, maybe I'll find her a different way. But while we're waiting on her, I'm going to go on and bring in our next guest in, because this is important. You heard Priscilla talk about health. You heard her talk about why it's important to vote. But now we want to talk about an expo that's happening right here in our backyard at the Gaylord this coming up week. So I would love for you to meet the Dr. Landra James, who is the host of the Wealth and Health Expo. She is a licensed RN, but also a doctor, of that as well. So we want to share with her, our very own sister, Dr. James. Hi, Dr. James. How are you doing?
Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Well, I brought you on because I really want them to share. We're going to put the focus on you for just a little bit to tell them why you are bringing this expo to the DMV and why it's so important at a time like this, Dr. James. Tell them who you are and why this expo is so important for such a time as this.
Absolutely. So a little bit about me. Again, thank you for having me. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for over 22 years, and I've worked across the country. I've done travel nursing, worked my way up to nursing leadership. And it was during that time in leadership where I experienced a transformative shift in my purpose, right? The onset of COVID-19, the pandemic really highlighted the pressing need for self-care, right? Wellness promotion and preventative education for communities. And witnessing the strain on hospital resources, the lack of attention to staff well-being, I chose to redirect my focus towards a greater mission, which is self-care advocacy. And my vision is to create a lasting legacy that ensures widespread access to self-care, wellness, and preventative health education. And recognizing that I was intrigued with the operational business side of healthcare, I embarked on a new chapter, and which was entrepreneurship. And I launched my own business, my own company, leveraging my leadership skills, my nurse executive certification, my doctor of nursing practice degree. And I empower nurses and healthcare professionals to break through from burnout. Being someone who dealt with bias and burnout myself, I empower other healthcare professionals to break through from that burnout and build generational wealth, right? So that they can stop trading time for money. And I empower them through my entrepreneurial aspirations and through courses, mentorships, and events like the Health and Wealth Expo, the summit that's being hosted on October 24th on this Thursday, actually. So I'm happy to be able to share this information with everyone.
How would I'd like to ask the question, what will be shared at this event? What will we see when we attend?
Great question. Thank you for asking that question. So what you're going to learn nurse business development, right? We're going to be providing step-by-step guides on, launching a business or a practice or a workflow. We're going to be talking about investing in real estate, how to create passive income streams. A lot of times we didn't grow up at the dinner table talking about these things. So we didn't grow up at the dinner table talking about investing in ourselves, investing in our wellness and what that looks like. I come from the era where my mother worked hard, right? She worked a 9 to 5, and that's what it was. You were trained to go to school, you get an education, you go to college, maybe not, but you work and you get a pension, and then you work for your 20, 30 years and you get your pension, and that's it. When we start looking at passive income streams and what we need to bring in to our communities, we need to start bringing more information about health and wellness and what that looks like. Because if you don't have your health, you can't have wealth. And if you don't have your wealth, you can't have your health. So the two goes hand in hand. Yes. And, we're going to be talking about government contracting. We're going to have 10 expert speakers or more, actually. And Charlene will be joining us as well. And we're going to be talking about wellness and what wellness looks like. We'll have vendor tables there, and anywhere from wellness vendors to business owners, just really being able to serve the community with the services that they're able to offer as well. And, we'll have free consultations, we're going to have giveaways. There'll be opportunities for VIP luncheon, to join us at the VIP reception so that you can really network with other like-minded professionals and individuals who are looking to actually enhance, I should say, their wellness as well. I actually wrote a book. It's called The Confessions of a Nurse Executive, The Conscious and Unconscious Bias in Healthcare. Wow. Because I dealt with a lot of bias in the healthcare industry. And again, my businesses and everything I do is the direct result of that. So I share this for inspirational purposes, right? And so last year I actually hosted my book signing in Washington, D.C. And we got into so much discussion surrounding health and wealth and what it looks like. And from that, the Health and Wealth Summits were born. We've hosted the summit virtually before. So this is actually going to be our first inaugural in-person live summit that we are bringing back to the DC area by that DMV by way of Maryland. We're coming back to the area where it all started from, where all of the information, all of the discussion really started. So it's pretty monumental to me, so to speak.
I look forward to it. Yes.
Great stuff. My goodness.
And I'm excited to really invite everyone to the event. You know, it's going to be very inspirational, educational, and just empowering, right? Just all of those three things coming together to truly transform, you know, your healthcare, your holistic well-being. And it's just going to be a really incredible event that is designed to revolutionize, you know, how we approach our health and our wealth and our self-care.
Yeah. I'm going to ask one more question. How do we register?
So thank you for asking that. You can actually register for your audience, and I shared this with Charlene. You can actually register on Eventbrite. So you can register on Eventbrite, and I believe I shared the link. And if you, again, there is an opportunity to upgrade to the VIP reception. That way you can, you know, ask those personal questions or those professional questions that you have, really get that one-on-one attention. And you can also have an opportunity to upgrade to the VIP reception as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. You know, I just wanted to take a moment to say, you know, we think of doctors and nurses as being in their own zone, own lane, not knowing that they have to live their life too. They're human, and they have to be able to have the option to feel good about who they are. So I love what you're doing. I think it's amazing, and
Thank
continue
you.
to do what you do.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know, it's really for the community, because I'm from New Jersey, and you know, I was just talking with a colleague and friend who says, you know, we don't do things like this in New Jersey. I said, don't worry, it's coming. And you know, in conversation, I got the same thing from, you know, even on when you look at you know, other social media, you know, the comments that are coming through, like, oh, this is so needed. So yes, we're bringing it right to the community so that people can feel that there are resources, so that people know that there are resources for you, and it's an opportunity for everyone to learn and people to really transform their lives. So we do need this.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I just want to just shout out and say kudos to all of our nurses, all of our RNs, all of our assistants, all of our technicians, anyone that is working in this field. It's not easy. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to come into these hospital rooms or go to these clinics and be able to be seen in a way that we need to be seen, to assist the doctors to do what they do. Your job is not to be taken lightly at all.
Yeah.
You are a very great part of our health system.
Yes.
Very much a part of that. And I pray and hope that we can continue to do the work that's needed for you all. You getting not only just because all the nurses don't get paid what they deserve.
Right.
They're working because of the love of what they do. You have to love, like I said, love what you do.
Caregivers.
You
Yes.
love people to do what you do.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
not a job to take lightly at all. So
it's not, and I completely agree with you. You know, so many, and that's a part of it, right? Because we as healthcare professionals, we work, and that's all we know. We sometimes have 2 and 3 jobs, right? And there's other means of passive income. So that's that, you know, because if we're working ourselves all the time, we're no good for ourselves and we're no good for our families.
That's
right.
true.
So
Exactly.
that's why it's important to be able to bring these opportunities and these resources to the community so that we know, because like you said, we're constantly giving. And at some point it leads us to, you know, exhaustion, fatigue. And, you know, burnout is definitely a real thing that's occurring right now, you know, not only in healthcare, in other areas and industries as well, but especially in healthcare. You know, to your point, healthcare professionals were givers. And, you know, it's time for us to really understand that there's other opportunities. So I thank you for allowing me to be able to share this with your audience.
Oh, no, this is part of our platform. We got to put the information out there. So thank you again for sharing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good. Pastor Priscilla, I think your face shows I got something to say.
I know, and she should have something to say, because I just heard our president-elect. I'm sorry, excuse me, forgive me. You know, Kamala. She is on an initiative for her nurses and doctors, healthcare professionals, and teachers to increase their pay and give them more protection because of the burnout. So I think this is people think that politics doesn't play a role in everything that we do, and it does.
No,
yes,
it does.
And thank you for acknowledging it. Part of that facial expression that you saw is, I'm a proud mother of a of a daughter who's now in Towson for her first year studying nursing.
Oh, beautiful.
Yay.
It's nice to have the connections and the reality of what that world looks like. She was blessed to be able to do a program at Johns Hopkins over the summer to help her decide if this is what she wanted to do. Very expensive program, proud she went through it, but it confirmed that she was in the right space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The thing that, as we were talking about election time, I didn't want to omit this. It is very important when we mark our ballots that we don't make a mistake. Because you can't go back and erase.
Exactly.
If you do, it will get trashed. And as we know, with this election, it's super sensitive to everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And I, this is just really, it's great. It's a great connection as you talk about voting, as you talk about the politics of it, because coming back to healthcare, in order for us really to have a voice in healthcare, things needs to be changed at the legislative level. So it really matters when you vote at every level, so that you're voting for someone who's going to have an impact in your community, for your industry, whether it's your industry or whether it's your environment. So it is really absolutely important that you get out there and vote.
Oh, wow. Well, this is good, guys. This is a great show.
Thank you. Yes.
We want to thank you, Priscilla, for coming to educate us, helping to educate us about why it's important to vote locally. Because again, it's not just about the presidents, it is about your local county commissioners, educational board, those referendums, those bonds that are needing to be passed concerning your streets, your highway, your house taxes. All that's important. And I hope you got true insight from Priscilla today. And then we have Dr. James here, who, again, be there, guys. It's not just about the nurses and the doctors, right? You need to be there, especially for many of us that work in the wellness and health. But how many of you nurses did not know that there's life outside of nursing? Okay.
Yeah.
And that good money that you're making can be used as a second, getting you a second stream of income, such as rental properties or buying into IT stocks and things like that. And so that conversation is going to be had there, and also understanding the burnout and how that affects your mental. So it's so many topics, but don't just take it from me. Go and join today. Register for this event on Eventbrite. She's offered you an upgrade for your VIP. If not, general admission is free up until the 21st. So go on now and register and pack the house. Bring a nurse friend, bring a doctor, bring everybody that's very concerned about their health and their wealth. So that's it. We're so happy that you guys are here. And guys, you know where to find us, right? So thank you again, Priscilla. Thank you, Dr. James. And we hope to have you back soon. All right.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
We have to probably say we couldn't get Reverend Jamila and our delegate Jamila. I think she has some technical issues, but we'll try to definitely get her in next week if we can.
Yeah.
Because we need her voice to understand some other things as well. So we hope that she's okay with that, but we hope to get her in next week.
Yeah.
Well,
it's been a great time.
Great show.
Great show.
Yes.
To enlighten everybody, Charlene. And,
yes, because that was that, especially that part about the nursing and the burnout.
The burnout,
As a new caregiver, I saw that live. And I remember we have a sister who had an organization, who's in our organization, Patricia Morris, was that her name?
Morris,
who had an organization for caregivers, and she would give an event every year for caregivers. So it's so important that we take care of our caregivers.
Absolutely.
Right, because we end up being the nurse without even going to nursing school. So let somebody talk about that.
Yes.
Right.
Good point, Charlene. Good point.
Yeah. So, okay, guys. What time is it? Next week we have the Peggy. Is it Peggy for you next week?
It's mine. Yeah.
All right.
It's on you. And she's having authors on.
Yep.
She's
I wanted to do something different. I wanted to kind of we have quite a few authors in the organization, and they're not being spotlighted. You know, we need to
Okay.
know
That
what
is
they're
a
doing.
profession. So yes,
Yeah.
it is a
Okay.
profession. Yes.
So
Well,
we're
we
going to
look
have some
forward
sisters
to it.
talk about their books. Yeah.
Okay.
Entrepreneur.
Awesome. Well, we
Yeah.
look forward to it. We look forward to it. We look forward to it. So otherwise, we've had a great time. And we say, what time is it?
Yeah.
It's
It's
time
time
for
for
you
you
to
to
walk
walk
in your
in your
purpose
purpose
and
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 prosperity.
prosperity.
prosperity. See you
Woo!
later.
See you
Bye-bye,
next week.
Walk.
Bye bye. Love you guys.
Love